When the going gets tough, the tough get excited. Here's a great question. How tough are you? I've just been out in the freezing cold, South Island, New Zealand, literally the middle of winter, minus degrees in the middle of the day. And I've met a lot of, one could consider weak people. It's cold, I don't like the cold, I wish it wasn't so freezing cold. Whinging, moaning and complaining about the weather that we have absolutely no control over. Now there's a couple of things there. What happened to tough, strong people that can handle all situations? And if you're one of those, congratulations and thank you, because it seems that the world seems a little short of those people now. How often do you hear people get excited about a challenge, get excited about overcoming challenges rather than whinge, moaning and complaining about them? So I'll use the weather as a simple example. We can't control the weather, so why would we whinge, moan and complain about it? If you don't like the cold, then probably not a good idea to live in the South Island in New Zealand in the middle of winter. See, right now it's freezing cold because we're in the southern hemisphere. You could get on a plane within less than 24 hours, be in the northern hemisphere, where I'm sure there are people who are complaining, it's really hot and I don't like it because it's so hot. I wish it wasn't so hot. That's called whinging, moaning and complaining. You can't do anything about the weather. You either accept it is what it is, or you go somewhere where it's the opposite to what you don't like. That would be a simple solution to that challenge. But to complain about it, and this is my, and I always use this as my begging position. I've lived on the planet a really long time, and now that I'm an old lady, I wish, and I can only wish because I can't force people to do this, but I wish that we were tougher and stronger and more mentally resilient. We're asking our kids to be that, think for yourself, be a critical thinker, be more resilient. And then all they hear, or I'll rephrase because it's very general, what they hear from a lot of adults is whinging, moaning, complaining about things, the government, the weather, financial situations, I'm overweight, I wish my life was different, I've got a sore foot, I've got a headache, my life is terrible. But all of those things, there's two parts. If you've got no control over it, why would you whinge about it? And if you do have control over it, why don't you do something about it? Now, not you personally, but wouldn't that be a great question to ask? If I've got a challenge and I can fix it, well, why don't I go and fix it? So as an exercise professional, this has been a really interesting one all of my life because I've heard a lot for the 40 plus years that I've been aiming to inspire and help people to be healthy, fit and strong. I hear a lot of whinging, moaning and complaining. I wish I could lose weight. I wish I had a faster metabolism. I wish my hormones weren't controlling my life. I wish I could have more muscle. I wish I could have less muscle. I wish I could have ripped abdominals. I wish I had less body fat. I wish I could eat more. I wish I could have a body that was beautiful in social media. Whinge, moan and complain, wish, versus those things you are completely in control of. Can you be fit? Yes. Can you be strong? Yes. Can you be lean? Yes. Can you be healthy? Yes. And even if you've got some bad luck, horrible disease, will you be able to handle it better if you're fit and strong? And of course the answer is yes. So we've got a choice as humans. We can whinge, moan and complain and do nothing about it, or we can take on the challenge and do something about it. And is there a different headspace for the person that whinge, moans and complains and doesn't do anything? Is it possible that you could go into a downward spiral of being miserable and depressed and grumpy? Versus if you've got a challenge and you overcome the challenge, what happens to your headspace then? Your own brain says, congratulations, you've overcome a threat. We filled you up with cortisol, threat drug. You fought and fighted. You overcame the challenge. Now you've got a brain that can think more clearly because you've got dopamine reward neurotransmitter, serotonin satisfaction transmitter. You've got brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer for your brain. Endorphins, which are pain-killing happy drugs to help get you through the challenge. So when we overcome something, we get tougher and stronger and better and wiser. If we whinge, moan and complain about it, we get a really bad reputation for being a whinger, moaner and complainer. And that's my interesting question. If you've got a challenge, you've got a sore foot, you've got a headache, you've got a financial challenge, relationship problems, something's going wrong in your life. If you share that information with other people, will it add any value to their life? And again, because I'm a very old lady and I've lived here a very long time, most people don't care. How many times has somebody shared with you they've got a headache or a sore foot or something challenging going on in their life and you really wish they would be quiet because you say, how are you? And they give you this big long list of reasons why they're not very good. I'm sure you've experienced that and thought, I wish you wouldn't tell me what's wrong with you. I've got my own challenges. So if somebody shares their challenges with you, you're unlikely to care that much. And even if it is somebody that you care about, what can you actually do? So that's a personal question that I always ask myself. If I'm going to share anything with somebody, is it going to add value to their life? And if I tell somebody I'm sick or tired, I've got a sore foot, I'm miserable, grumpy, something's going wrong in my life, I'm certainly not going to add any value to their life. Can they help me fix my challenge? Probably not. And if they can, then they would be a professional person like a financial planner or a banker or a doctor or a relationship coach or an exercise professional, and that's their job to help me. So then I would pay them because they're a professional person. And often people share this with me, oh look, I only share my challenges with my partner or my friends. Well, is it possible that if you continue to be a whinger, moaner and complainer and keep sharing your problems with your partner and your friends, that maybe your partner will end up not wanting to be your partner anymore and your friends won't want to be your friend anymore? Because who wants to hang out with somebody that's constantly whinging, moaning and complaining? And if you are in an environment of people that are always doing that, what's that doing to your own headspace? If you are surrounded by people who always whinge, moan and complain, surely there's a better way to live. Surely you'd like to hang out with positive, happy people that are optimistic solution finders. Now you might not, but I always ask the question for our kids. If we want our kids to be resilient, to be critical thinkers, to be optimistic, to be solution finders, to be positive and to have a great life, are we living the example for them? Are we setting the example for them? Or are they constantly hearing us whinge about things that we should be changing if we can, or not whinging about if we can't? Now, the second part of that, of course, is I can share something with somebody else. So today I've been out, I've seen lots of people, and people say, how are you? And I always say, awesome, amazing, fantastic. I've got this really fast metabolism today because it's bloody cold, and I love it because my metabolism's so fast. I've got a really funny story. I went to the supermarket and I was cold. So when I came out of the supermarket, before I got into the car, I had my gloves on, I did about, a large number of very fast push-ups on the trolley where you put your trolley in, because I wanted to get warm because I was really cold. And a lady walked past me and she said, well, that's not something you see every day, a woman doing push-ups in the supermarket car park. Now, of course, I don't care what other people think, and I wanted to get warm. Now, that's the beautiful thing about the human body. You don't have to be cold if you don't want to. The human body is designed to get warm, and if you get puffed or if you move your body vigorously, you'll get warm really quickly. And that's just what I do. I don't whinge about the cold, I get warm. But out of all the people that I meet today, if I tell them I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm cold, I've got a headache, I've got a sore foot, I wish my house was different, all the things that people whinge, moan and complain about, I'm not adding any value to their life. And that's the question I always ask. When I open my mouth to speak, will it add value to that person's life? And if the answer's no, I just keep my mouth shut. But worse than that, if I see today 15, 20 people when I'm out, and all I say is I'm sick, I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm miserable, I hate my life, I keep hearing that. And that's why I would never do it. I would rather die than tell somebody I'm sick or I'm tired or I've got a challenge in my life. Because I know that they don't care, or it's not going to add any value to their life, and it certainly isn't going to add any value to my life. If I've got a challenge, if I've got something going on in my life, I say to myself, how can I fix this? How can I sort this? How can I overcome this? As my father taught me, the best place to find a helping hand is at the end of your own arm, not by whinging and moaning and complaining to people who can't help you. And why would you? And if I'm moaning and complaining, I'm also not finding a solution. Every minute I waste moaning and complaining about something that I have control over is time that I'm wasting on sorting, fixing and overcoming the challenge. So this is just me as an old lady again having a rant. But here's my question. Seriously consider what happens to your reputation if you whinge, moan and complain about big things or little things. Little things are much worse, of course. No one wants to know you've got a headache. No one wants to know you've got a sore foot. No one wants to know if you've got something going on in your life that they can't change. And if you've got a big thing going on in your life, can they help you? And if the answer's no, why would you share it? Because it's not going to add any value. We hear a lot now about being vulnerable and sharing your emotions and telling people all about what's going on in your life. But again, I'll ask the question, will it add any value? And I'm on the planet, whatever reason you're here for, I'm absolutely committed that the reason that I was put on this planet is to help and inspire people to be healthy, fit and strong, have a career or business that they love, be financially free and have great people in their life. And to cut a very long story short, I decided that when I was 13 years of age, because I went looking for adults when I was 13, still a child. I went looking for adults that were healthy, fit and strong, that did have a career or business that they loved, that people who were financially free and people that did have beautiful relationships. And I couldn't find any. I found some fat people who were very wealthy. I found some very lean, healthy people that didn't have any money. I found some people that had great relationships, but they couldn't afford to support them. So I set a goal at a very young age, 13 years of age, that I wanted to be the living, breathing example of healthy, fit and strong, career or business that I love, financial freedom and great relationships. So that's been the focus of my life. So I know that if I share a challenge or a problem or something going wrong in my life, it's not going to add value to any one of those areas. And it's certainly going to waste time on time that I could be investing in things that help my mind grow, my body grow and help me to add value to my world. So I'm constantly aiming to add value, not devalue. Now that's how I live my life. You don't have to live like that, of course. But if you want a great reputation, and if somebody says, and I always ask this question, if somebody says your name, or your name comes up in someone's phone contacts, or somebody's talking about you behind your back, what do you want them to say? Now, I'm at this position and this might be helpful. I don't care if people don't like me. I really don't care if people don't like me. But I set a goal again a very long time ago. I'm tough and fair, positive, stylish, disciplined and professional. It's so cold in here I can hardly talk. Tough and fair, positive, stylish, disciplined and professional. And whether people like me or not, that's the person that I aim to be every day. That's the way I live my life. I set that goal a very long time ago. And all it means is that I don't care what other people think, but when I look in my mirror at the end of the day, that's the person that I want to be proud of. So if you want to live your life like that, where you love who you are and you're excited about who you are becoming, then perhaps it's about let's stop whinging, moaning and complaining about the things we have no control over, and let's overcome the challenges that we have. Now at the moment I'm cold. I've got a big coat on, but this room is very, very cold right now. So I'm going to overcome that challenge. I'm going to punch the bag, kick the bag, get hot on the cross trainer, and my body very shortly will be very warm and very sweaty, and I will have overcome the challenge of being cold. So wherever you are in the world, if you're cold, get warm. If you're hot, your body will sweat and cool you down. Life is meant to be enjoyed because your body's healthy, fit and strong. Live your life to the max, because when the going gets tough, the tough get excited. Look at the people in this room. They're all very bloody tough. Woo!